What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. And in today's first video, guys, we're going to take a look at Aave, or AAVE, whatever way you really want to call it, guys. And we're going to take a look at all the time frame charts. We're going to start with the daily. We're going to take a look at the 4-hour, the weekly, all the time frame charts. We're also going to take a look at the Aave Bitcoin ratio to see if we have any clues on what's going to happen next for Aave going forward. All right, guys? So if that sounds good to you guys are huge Aave fans, make sure you smack the subscribe button right down below so you don't miss any of my content going forward, and make sure you guys leave a like as well. All right, so let's jump right into the daily chart here and not waste any more time. And as you guys can see on the daily chart, we have a couple different points of confluence going on why I think we're going to get a massive bounce from where we are right now. So first of all, guys, you can see, right, about a week ago, right, not the song, but about a week ago, we actually broke this yellow resistance line, and we've actually come back down and back tested it as support, okay? And not only have we back tested that as support, but we also came back down and back tested our 50-day moving average, which is this blue line here, guys, right? You can see we usually come back down and back test this before moving on up higher. Okay, and we actually came back down and back tested that as well. And not only that, right, we have 3 different trend lines that we've come support on. You can see our previous resistance, right, is now flipped and into new support once and now twice. So a bunch of different trend lines kind of converging there to tell us that, this, could be the point that we get a bounce. And not only that, guys, you can see in the price action, right, we've had higher lows in price action. We've gotten lower lows on the RSI, which is our classic bullish divergence, guys, and that should push us up higher. Now, this chart right here says we're at about $404, but we're actually at $416 as of me now making this video after making all the charts. We're at $416 now for Aave. So this is getting the pump that I was expecting to get, and it was just super exciting, right? And we're going to look at our targets, so what our next targets are for Aave going forward, all right? So switching on over to this daily chart, this is our Fibonacci retracements, right? Or extensions, whatever way you want to call it, all right? So from your swing high back on February 10th to your swing low down here back on February 13th, this gives us your targets for your next move to the upside, okay? Let me just fix this one real quick right on the wick. There we go. You can see right now, right, we're getting, where we were getting some resistance at that 382 Fibonacci. We broke through that. And really our target for this is our 1 Fibonacci, or our local high at about 553 ultimately, right? And if we can break our local high, we have our 1.618 target at $710, right? And then looking forward up, these are probably further down into the future, but we have our 2.618 at $967. We have our 3.618 at approximately 1,221, and we have our 4.236 at about 1,380. All right, so those are our targets moving forward from our our last swing high to our last swing low. Now, long term, we don't really have much to look at just because Aave is such a newer coin. Okay, because if we zoom out, there's no really long-term Fibonacci targets we can look at. We really only have this lost short-term kind of little pattern here, okay? So that's really the daily, guys. I mean, not much else other than this. Looking at our continued price action to the top. You can see also our volume was just continuing to decline here. And with the pump that we've gotten this morning, that this is now up higher, guys, we probably will see a volume breakout, as well as this volume has just continued to decrease for Aave, and we'll probably see a volume breakout today, guys, in my opinion. Now, guys, that's the daily chart, right? We know our next targets, 553 and 710. Now, let's look at our weekly. Not much going on the weekly, obviously, because we don't have that as much data as we do on a lot of other coins we usually talk about on the channel. But you can see our 10-week moving average, which has been such big support for so many altcoins going past the last couple of months, guys. You can see Aave's last 2 pullbacks, right? We've gotten support on this 10-week moving average, right? Once and now twice. So will this be the bottom and continue up? Well, guys, we don't have that much price action on the weekly RSI, but you can see from this swing low, right? From this swing low, which would be somewhere around this area, right? It's 1 candle off, I believe. Yeah. Well, it would technically be the close of this candle. So from this swing low, right, to this swing low, We've got higher lows on price action and lower lows on the RSI. So that should push us up as well, and it already kind of has, right? We've already gotten one green candle, and I'm expecting a massive green weekly candle for Aave on this next candle on the week that we're currently in as well, which is really today and tomorrow left on this current red week, which I expect to turn green pretty much any second now as Aave starts to climb after breaking this resistance and back testing it. So yeah, guys, just super bunch of bullish stuff happening. I wanted to quickly look at the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, which I think is interesting, we're now back above our 24-hour EMA, which is kind of like our, when we're above it, we're generally in an uptrend. When we're below it, we're usually in a downtrend. And now we're back above that, which is super, super big. And you can see also on the 4-hour time frame, we did have bullish divergence as well. If I scroll this over, you can see lower lows on our 4-hour on our last 2 swing lows, and higher lows on the 4-hour on our last 2 price action swing lows. So bunch of confluence going on there, guys, and it's just super exciting times for Aave if you do own Aave. Now let's look at the Aave Bitcoin chart. I think that we're ultimately on the daily just in this falling wedge, which is typically a bullish pattern. Now, what our breakout target will be? Well, on a falling wedge, it's typically right at the top of the wedge, right? So somewhere up towards that this 1.3. Whatever that number basically is in Satoshis. That is our breakout target. So we could see Aave, if we could break out to the upside here, gain on Bitcoin over the next couple weeks if we can break this resistance line. That's been holding us down really since the beginning of February. Now, we're seeing Bitcoin have a nice breakout of its all-time high now. So, this could also break to the downside, guys. So don't be surprised if this does break to the downside. We see Bitcoin gain on Aave. Doesn't mean Aave has to go down in price. Just means Bitcoin might outpace Aave in the in the near future for as far as price gains and as far as loss, or as far as it going down and losing less value against Aave. Okay, so but I do think this is going to get a nice bounce here, just kind of like the price. So I expect at least a bounce back up to the top of this triangle. And then we'll see what really happens from there. But just overall, just a bunch of different exciting things bouncing off our 10-week moving average, weekly divergence, right? Our next price targets, which are insane, right? 553, 710. And then obviously our 4-hour bullish divergence, our daily bullish divergence, bouncing off our 50-day moving average, this trend line, just so many different things converging on why I think we're going to start seeing a massive move for Aave coming within the next couple of days to weeks, guys. All right, so if that sounds good to you guys are new to the channel, like I said, make sure you smack the subscribe button down below if you enjoy any altcoin content, as I talk about dozens of altcoins on this channel, 2 a day, right? And we also live stream every single day, which will be coming up later this afternoon. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in later's video and live stream. Be on the lookout for those. I will be posting when I will be going live on Twitter. So if you want an update when I'm going live, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Link is in the description for my Twitter. And I'll see you guys over there a little bit later. All right? Peace out.